The discordant willow all flock, her warm voice speaks, and she is here. A secret found, a world apart, successful quest, two boys take stock, one of seven, the numbered art, secrets found on the mossy rock.
As I reflected upon the many events in my life, I have come to ponder upon the simplest of topics, time. Much of what I was taught prior to becoming keeper, I have gone on to teach the man who would take over the role of keeping the soul of Estolia from me. That solace I have given, on more occasions than I would wish to contemplate, to a grieving parent or an inconsolable child, that deity knows the end from the beginning, provides us the trials that will refine our souls, prepare us best for our time in Torreson. I have said this to so many, and yet I say to you, the diligent reader of my words, that it is important to ponder what this truly means. I think back to Thomas, to his certainty that I would and could step into the void of where he should have been, and do it with distinction. Did deity know that the stallion would take so many with him on his journey to Torreson? Knowing this, one might question why deity would allow the event to take place. Or is that wisdom, that all-seeing perception, less specific? Does deity know only the outcomes, but not the pathway by which we arrive at those outcomes? Does deity allow events to happen, cruel and horrific, to serve some purpose? Should I tell a grieving mother that deity knew that her young child would fall from the cliff? That deity deliberately kept her from seeing the danger? No, I do not think that we can understand that which deity perceives and compare that with what we, human and fallible, can see. This is the essence of the grand design, a higher power whose purpose I can only ponder. The words of wisdom I have shared must live on. Deity does know the end, the beginning, the pathways of choice upon which we travel. What deity does not know is the choice that each individual will make. Kaitheros, Capitulo 42.
Once Xavier began his prayer, the loud chorus of waking birds faded into silence, and he felt the same calm reassurance he had received 2 years ago, just before he broke his leg. Deity was with them, now and always. As he imagined the mural and his detailed sketch and painting, the image of the numeral became crisper, changing, until it was more arrow than number, and it was pointing towards something. He opened his eyes and looked at the painting again. The number was a stylized arrow pointing to the mossy rock. He approached the mossy rock. It was about half as tall as he was, and there were a few feet between the green pond and the rock. He went around to the side nearest the edge of the pond. Laying his hands on it, he stilled himself and listened for whatever deity would have him know.
What is it, Zed?
Max asked.
The first secret is this rock. Beneath the moss, a message.
The two boys started to pull the moss off the rock. After nearly half an hour, they stopped.
Look,
Xavier said. They both looked at the characters inscribed in the face of the rock. It wasn't quite Estolian writing. Xavier had learned enough about the earliest history of Estolia to know that the written language had developed from a form of hieroglyphics, shaped by the many languages, spoken and written, of those who first settled the land. This was from the very beginning. He knew, without having to be told, that he was seeing the writing of Ki. Overhead, a low-flying flock of willow birds sent up their discordant cries, and the sound was wrong, warped, unreal. He straightened and glanced around. Max had turned slightly away, looking towards Castle. He had taken no more than a step in his brother's direction when a warm voice spoke close behind him.
Your brother is fine, Xavier Archimedes.
Xavier turned. A woman stood a few paces away, watching him. She was dressed like Laura, Uncle Antonio's Kaylee. The skin along the back of his neck and over his scalp tightened. He glanced at the inscription on the mossy rock before meeting her gaze. Her eyes were fathomless and grey.
you are deity?
She clasped her hands and regarded him steadily.
My brother wondered if it was wrong of us to pursue the 7 secrets,
he said. She smiled but said nothing. Emboldened, he added,
I told him that there was no message from deity about the secrets when I fell.
He glanced toward his brother, who was still looking intently toward Castle.
I feel as if
he said into the continued silence.
we are supposed to investigate them, record what we find, discover the mysteries surrounding them.
The smile on her face grew slightly. The entire audience, with every glance and smile carrying meaning without words, was mirrored by the sensations he had learned here, by the green bubbling pond, to recognize as the will of deity.
There are 8 secrets, but I do not think Max needs to know about the 8th secret.
She frowned slightly and stepped forward, taking his hands in hers. Her hands were warm and felt human.
Xavier, you and your brother will discover the 7 secrets and write them down, interpret them, and if you wish to do so, if you feel it is the right thing to do, you may share them. If you wish, you could be known as the keeper who discovered and revealed these secrets.
But you do not think I should share our discoveries?
I believe that the future is fluid, and you will know what is right when it is right.
She looked away from him.
What about the 8th secret?
Her hands squeezed his.
The 8th secret is critical, Xavier. You have a choice.
She stepped back. A tear traced down her cheek. Her lips tightened, her chin lifted, and her eyes met his.
No, Xavier, you do not really have a choice. I see your heart, and I know that you will feel compelled by the character that lives within you to investigate the 8th secret.
When she spoke of him being the keeper, he felt the strength of his future calling tugging at his heart and soul. He was deeply grateful, suddenly, that his uncle had named his brother as the future king. It occurred to him that he could ask about that mix-up, but he instantly rejected the impulse. Instead, he asked,
What must I know so that I can serve deity best?
She glanced over at Max.
He'll make an excellent king. In his unique way, he will make history, doing what no other regent has ever done. I can tell you now, Xavier, that your brother's strength, everything that he will be credited to you. You help make him the man he will be, and your strength of character will transfer to him. I couldn't expect more from any of the sons of Zacharias. You and your brother are exactly the leaders your nation needs in this period of your world's history.
Her expression changed, a message within that he could not decipher.
However, the 8th secret is yours and yours alone. You may not tell him about the 8th secret. You may not bring him with you to investigate it.
What troubles you?
He asked. Her eyes half closed, and she looked like she was weighing up whether or not to answer.
The secrets, as you and your brother call them, are important. A message from the beginning of Estolia meant to be received by Estolians more than 2,000 years after they were inscribed in stone. Part of your life's work will be to find, interpret, and arrange the secrets so that the citizens of Estolia might have them when they will need them most. The 8th secret is designed for the future, Xavier. Your valuable insight into its content will be the literal key hidden in plain sight that will unlock valuable knowledge for when your world needs it most. Seek confirmation from me whenever needed, young Xavier, for I will always be with you.
Why does this trouble you?
He asked again.
It is hard sometimes to favor those living in Estolia because each of you in your time must move on to Torizon. It is harder still to know that there is a price that must be paid to be one of the favored. I have great faith in you, Xavier, and your blessings will be commensurate with the fact that you are one of my favorites. But
when she hesitated, Xavier finished what he thought she was going to say, paraphrasing one of the postulates of inner peace.
Unto those who are given the greatest blessings are asked the greatest sacrifices. You are saying that I will pay some steep price for the privilege of finding the 8th secret.
She brushed the lingering moisture from her cheek.
there is a music that the universe itself creates. The melodies of the grand design permeate your cells. You will discover the greatest harmonies in your life and frequently thank deity for that which you will know. But you will pay a dreadful price, Xavier, for those great blessings. I know your heart. I know that if I were to ask you outright, you would not even hesitate at all. You would accept the challenge and marvel at the blessings that would come your way. You are all that which Zacharias promised me so long ago, and I will be to you everything that I promised Zacharias.
A secret found a world apart. Successful quest, 2 boys take stock. 1 of 7, the numbered art. Secrets found on the mossy rock. You would not even hesitate. You are all that sat